A new poll found that more than 28% of Americans are actually searching for jobs right now. This is the highest reading since March 2014, according to the New York Federal Reserve. And landing a job, it's not totally easy. Here to discuss how you can secure your next dream job, we've got Phoebe Gavin. She is a career and leadership coach. Phoebe, great to have you here on the program with us. So you just heard us lay out some of the stats, the people that are concerned about losing jobs and those that are actively looking for positions. Where does the search begin? Where are the different sources that people can begin to tap into versus what we had seen in prior readings of those same figures, looking back as far as 2014 even?
Yeah, in a regular job market where things are a bit more balanced or even more pro-candidate, you can do just fine just going onto the regular job boards and finding a position to apply for, putting your application in, and feel pretty good about your chances of getting a call back and ultimately getting a job. And that is not the case in the current labor market. People are looking at much longer job hunts, much more involved applications, slower interview processes with more stages, and even less room for negotiation in terms of compensation. And so that's really resulting in a lot more pessimism for job seekers, especially in white collar jobs. And when we look at the granular data about the jobs that were, the job categories that were revised down, they very much reflect these industries that have a much more of a concentration of white collar jobs.
Now, Phoebe, we want to give some people some actionable tips out here as well. In addition of where to look, how can people tap into the network that they have as well already?
It is absolutely essential for you to use the network that you already have, talk to the folks that you already know, go through your phone, go through your email contacts, go through your LinkedIn, but also put effort into broadening your network. And the best way to do that is to join a professional association. It allows you to join online groups or attend events where people in your industry are there and thinking about work and connecting with other folks who work in that industry. It can be an opportunity for you to build your skills as well, because often these associations put on workshops or events that are meant for skill building. And then if you are a senior person in your career where you have skills to convey to others, you can grow your reputation in your network by teaching workshops or participating in panels. And so that's always where I encourage people to start first.
While we're on networking here, I mean, when you see, maybe this pops up in your feed, it pops up in mine all the time. It feels like there are more social groups that are dedicated to activities. How many people out there, how can people lean into these activity-based groups as well, where that might be sparking the conversation with someone who is in their network or maybe out of their network, but is something that's based around a common enjoyment of, I don't know, running or, going fishing, whatever people like to do, playing basketball these days, whatever.
That kind of stuff is great for your mental health, especially if you're finding it to be challenging to navigate the job market. It can be a little bit hit or miss in terms of networking from a professional standpoint, because you never really know if there's going to be that overlap. But that's part of the reason why professional associations can be so great, especially if they have online groups, because sometimes in those online groups, there are those more interest-based opportunities to connect with folks. And so you're already in an environment where it's all accountants hanging out talking about accounting, but maybe there's a subgroup of runners who are also accountants. And that sort of thing can be a really great opportunity for you to build new relationships really easy and have a lot of baseline foundation to connect upon. I'm a huge fan of professional associations.
Just lastly, while we've got you here, Phoebe, upskilling. Where should people be and how should people be prioritizing upskilling as they are looking for new positioning?
Be as focused as possible and build one bridge all the way across the chasm. So take a look at the roles that you're applying for and pay attention to the patterns you see and where you feel vulnerabilities in your own skill set, and invest in closing one of those gaps at a time. Put all of your effort into that one gap versus spreading it over lots of different possible skills. The more portfolio pieces and investments that you make in that particular skill, the easier it's going to be for you to close that gap, but only if you build the bridge all the way across the chasm.